Hello and welcome to WOW's Operation Replays, and today we are covering the Raptor rescue spawn points. Now, we are looking at the Wiki page right now, and it says right here, 46 additional spawn, making it unpredictable, even for advanced players. Not true. Not true. So, we're going to bring up our guide here, our color guide. So we have our color guide right here. And then we're going to have game over color. Over is gray. Okay. So we have the Raptor's path is red. Enemy BBs, CAs, destroyers and cruisers. Or cruisers, CVs, destroyers, cruisers, and BBs are orange, green, blue, and black. Our friendlies are purple, dark, red, yellow is DDs, and our friendly CVs are pink. And then game over mode, which is where you fail, is gray. Okay, great. So let's bring up Route 1. Or, sorry. Edit. Let's bring up Route 1. Okay, so now we've got Route 1. We got my little chart. Let's do this. Okay, so everyone knows that basically the first part is so easy. You got the Fuso, or sorry. You got the Fuso, the Aoba, the DD, which is a Shiriatsu, the Fuso, which is orange, and the Aoba, which is green. Okay, those are easy. Now, of course, we all know that cruisers spawn here and here. Those aren't as difficult to deal with. You just gotta, as long as you have a BB here, if a BB shoots his guns and is detected, that tells you they're north. Now, a good option is if the BB gets here and shoots, his line of sight's blocked. He can only be spotted from here. If you're not spotted here, you know where they're at. That's a cheap trick to figure out if you're detected, is use a BB to spot for you if you don't have a CV. If you have a CV, now, then the CV needs to just spot. Okay? I know that's a hard thing for most CVs to do, is a spot. Now, let's get into Route 1. Route 1. And we're gonna put the evac point here. So the carrier is Raptor. Here he goes. Da 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 da. It's like the little man from Price is Right that climbs up the mountain. Okay, midway point here. And then he continues on. First set of reinforcements, and this is where we get game over mode at, is the Aoba and a Mayoko. They move here and attack. Okay, so that's game over mode right there. Now, you usually get a lot of ships here going here to handle, they want to get the CV and, the 2 DDs that spawn. Okay, but they leave the Raptor open. That is game mode 1. That's where everything fails. Now, game mode 2, or option 2, is a little bit easier. You have the Nagato and a Congo here. They make their way this way. Okay? Boom. To Raptor. Then you get a Yubari and an Aoba. They then make their way up and then go this way. Those are pretty easy to kill. Very easy to kill. Okay? Now that's easy. That's an easy one to counter. Now the very last one that has the carrier going to J to A1 are 4 cruisers: an Azuma, a Tago, a Oba, and a Fubuki. I could be wrong on those cruisers, but most of those are right. There's 4 cruisers, but a Tago and Azuma and the Aoba are right. Now, 2 of them will split off here. The other go this way. And they then converge here. And then we'll start to push through here. There's a lot of reaction time to this southern one. This isn't game over mode. The first cruiser spawn here at 1. This is game over mode. This is option 2. Not game over mode. Number 3, not game over mode. If anything, this one's a little hard, but it's not game over mode. This one only fails, number 3, if your team just completely ignores them. I mean, you could honestly get around the CV and they couldn't do anything. So it's not game over mode. Okay? That's route 1 that the Raptor takes. Very simple, but again, right here, that's where it is game over. That's where you have to pay attention. Now, how you can tell between these ones is very subtle. So we have the CV going here, right here, okay? Those cruisers are usually spotted back here. There's ahead of time notice. There's about a 30 to about a minute notice on these guys. It's not a big bargain. It's not a big amount, but it's there. Now let's assume the carrier just keeps going north. He crosses here. If he makes it through this channel right here and is undetected, that is option usually 2. Or it could be 3. But the point is that it's not game over mode. If he makes it through this little tiny channel here, this tiny channel, right here, you're safe. You don't have to worry. It's only if these 2 cruisers are here that you have to worry, okay? You're fine. Just those 2 cruisers. Now, let's bring up number 2. Let's bring up edit map 2. Okay? So we're going to take the CV and we're going to drive it down here to evac point here. Okay? And let's say its halfway point is around here, but it stops, right around in here. Okay? Okay, so, of course, you do have the CV that spawns here. Wrong color. Black is the CV. Now, that's your Chikaku, okay? Now, that Chikaku will go all the way up here. And then it becomes impossible to get, unless you've got a CV. Okay, so be aware of that. It's not game over. But it is going to be a star lost. Okay? Now, that's not game over. Option 2 here, so let's make a number 2. There's very little game over modes. But there are a few critical incidences. Okay, so let's go to what we're going to be facing. Cruisers. We have an Aoba and a Mogami, followed by a Nagato and a Congo. Those ships, they'll make their way south here. Okay? They'll just make their way south. You can counter them with the battleships here and here. If you've got really good destroyers and torpedoes, you got cruisers and destroyers, sit them here and here. You can fire your torps, use your guns, and shoot into the broadside of those cruisers. And then you get battleships coming up to finish off those. That's easy damage. That's at least 100,000 damage sitting right there in those two cruisers. But you've got to be aggressive. Okay? Now that isn't game over mode. This is the easy one. This Route 2 is the easy one, folks. So, okay, so then we got option 2 for the reinforcements. Are 4 cruisers here. So we got an Atago, a Magami, Mayoko, and I believe an Aoba. Okay? Now those cruisers make their way south. 2 of them will split off through here, the Aoba and the Atago, or Magami. Aoba and Magami split off. The other 2 will go south. Now that is, of course, difficult because we got Raptor right here. He is coming through this area. And he is in a very, finicky spot. Because usually when these guys spawn here, he's usually just making his way right here. It is very hairy. And we're not even going to mention, the DDs that spawn, of course, here. And travel from here to here. That's okay. But, we're talking about the reinforcements. So the cruisers. You can get your battleships, your cruisers, and your DDs. All here. And just block this attack. Raptor is then able to just kind of repair and make its way through. That's a very easy and non-very game over. Now, the only way it is game over is if, let's say your team is dumbfounded. Let's just say they're dumbfounded. The cruisers will make their way south. These ones make their way this way and here. And they just flood this area with torps and guns. So that is game over right there. Game over. But as you can see, there's plenty of opportunities to, understand it. Now, 85% of the time, it's usually this one right here. This spawn. If they do spawn north here, then you will have advance notice. Because these cruisers start all the way up here. And they are easily detected by any ship sitting here. If you got a battleship sitting like right there, like right here, that's fighting, they will shoot the battleship. Boom. Instantly. It's not rocket science. Okay, that's Route 2. That's very easily counterable. Now, just save that. Let's bring up another one for us. Edit. Okay. So now we're on to Route 3. Let me put a 3 here. So we've covered evac points this here and here. Okay. So let's assume Raptor goes this way. And then it goes to the little one down here in J1. It will then make its way south, turn, and then it goes here. Okay, easy peasy, right? Okay. Now, of course, you usually do get those destroyers that spawn here, and the carrier. Now, most people go straight after the carrier, okay? Because it is going to come up. It's going to come up, and many people, like, say, a battleship just charges in there, okay? No, don't do that. That carrier is just going to come around, and it's going to just drive straight here. That carrier is going to come to you. It's going to come to you. So, the correct thing to do would be to get your battle... If you know it's going to be the southern spawn, you definitely want to have at least one battleship here. But if you can get a battleship here and have him just go this way, that's great. You've got 2 of the evac. You got the evac zone covered, basically. Now, of course, then we get to the reinforcements, okay? So it's reinforcement time. Okay, so we've got the Fuso and a Fubuki. And they will, come this way, and they will just flood that torp area and everything, okay? So that is a potential game over, but it normally isn't. Usually you have ships covering that area. Okay, so that's not game over. This is where it gets game over. You got 2 cruisers spawning here. 2 cruisers right here. A Mayoko and an Aoba. They each kind of go on their own side. Now, Mayoko floods torps. Guns right here kill the support ships, and Raptor is dead. Game over. This is your game over moment. This is where shit hits the fan. Now, let's assume you don't get a game over moment, okay? Let's assume you kill those cruisers. Then, if the cruisers spawn here, then 2 battleships spawn here. An Amagi and a Congo. They will go this way. Okay? Now, then you can just attack them with the ships here. That's pretty easy to figure out. Now, you will know if they're coming from the south. Usually, if you have teammates like here, right here, Fuso gets detected. Really, Fuso has a huge detection radius. Fuso's going to be detected before anything else. If Fuso's here, then you know it's this strategy right here. Okay? Fuso detected, this strategy. Very easy, subtle cue. Now, let's assume Fuso, there's no ships here. Let's assume there's no ships here. That's option 2. You get a Key and an Agato. They push through here. Okay? So you got ships coming down on top of Raptor. That's not game over. That's counterable. You got 2 cruisers here, 2 Aobas. They hit the Raptor with torps and guns. Game over. These cruisers need to die. That is your game over moment. If it's spawn point 2 here. If it's spawn point 2, and then this is your game over moment. And spawn point 2, the cruisers are your game over moment. Spawn point 1, game over moment are the cruisers here. Okay? Now let's assume you kill this whole wave. Reinforcement cruisers spawn here and here. Usually a Mayoko and maybe a Megami or Aoba. Usually by then, Raptor is usually right here. He's out of range, but this cruiser usually goes down real fast. Then it's just this cruiser. That's an easy, again, another 100,000 damage right there. Easy damage. Okay? And every cruiser one usually spawns at 5 minutes. All cruiser reinforcements spawn at 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay? So, I didn't cover this in Route 1. So let's go back to Route 1 for a second. Okay, Route 1 is here, of course. Now, there will be 2 cruisers. Always 2 cruisers. The Mogami, and a Mayoko. Here, at 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Cruisers here and here on Route 1. That is your last bit of damage. That's about 120,000 damage right there. At least 100k sitting in damage of cruisers right there. Same here. These two cruisers. But again, your game over moments for Route 1 were here, and Route 2 here. As you can tell, there are very subtle ways to detect Route 2. Okay? It's not game over. Now, let's go on to Route 3, I think. Okay, so we've covered Route 1, 2. Alright, yes, it was 3. Was that 3? Route 1, 2. Yeah, that was okay. So yeah, we're good. We've covered 3 of the routes. Okay, so Route 4. Route 4 is a little bit harder. But it's also very counterable. So let's bring up Raptor's path, shall we? Raptor goes here. Oh, sorry. Route 4 is here. And then it goes here. Or, no, sorry. Here. Okay? That's very easy. There's only one reinforcement group where it comes from. Only one. Just one. Okay? That's a very easy one. And I think a lot of people do know what this one is. Our battleships. You got an Amagi, Fuso, and a Congo. Again, all these battleships are spotted from here. So they'll be easy to detect. Now, the correct way to do it is to put a battleship line here. If you're in a division with, say, 2, you can move that battle line here. Or pretty much right here. You can move it further ahead. Now, the battleships are easily dealt with. The game over mode. There's always one game over mode. Comes from here. The Myoko. That Myoko just kind of puts its way up through here. And then goes right up through here. It will sail straight into the Raptor. Straight into the Raptor. Right here. Then its guns swing in. And then you get its little torpedo beats right here. That's game over mode right there, folks. That's your game over. That's game over. If you can kill all that, it's still not game over. But this Route 4 has 2 game over moments. 2 game over moments. 2. And the second one's nigh impossible, but I've had it happen. So I'll tell you how my one happened. So I'm gonna undo all this. Sorry. So I can just so you can see that. Okay. So I was in a Hinchang. My buddy Cap was in an Oland. Everything was going smoothly. The Myoko is gone. The battleships are gone. Now, our battleships kind of just putted around with the Raptor. And just kind of went around in this area. Back and forth. Well, at 5 minutes and 30 seconds, you get reinforcements. A Mogami and a Myoko. 5 minutes and 30 seconds. This is your last damage here, folks. You can spawn camp these guys and torp them. But they literally went up here. And Mr. Raptor is just sailing through here. At that same time. Those cruisers kill Raptor. That is game over. So you've got game over moment here and here. You got 2 game over moments. So it really is hard. But I'm going to recap everything for you guys just so we can get it all nice and clear. Okay? Okay, so we're going to do Route 1. Route 1, oops, sorry. Route 1 was this way. 1. Route 2 was this way. 2. Route 3 was this way. And then Route 4. Okay, that's all your moments. Now, we're going to go over the game over moments and the extra cruiser damage. Because one of the super testers, got to give this out to you, GandalfTehGrey. Thanks for letting me know you wanted to get that damage. So we're going to show you all that. We're going to recap the game over moments and the extra damage. So you've got your Aoba and Mayoko here. Raptor dies. Game over right here. That's Route 1. Route 2. You get 4 cruisers here. 2 go through this way. 4 cruisers. Sorry. Forgive me for that extra dot. Right here. They go down here and here. Raptor dies. Game over. That's game over. Now we're on to number 2. Number 2. Or I guess it's... That was number 2. Okay, so we got Route 1. Route 2. Now we're on to Route 3. Route 3. Cruisers. Again. The Aoba. The Mayoko. Kill Raptor here. Game over. 2 more cruisers. Double Aobas. Here. They attack the Raptor. As it's crossing to Route 3. Game over. Now, Route 4 is basically... Sorry, I'm having a brain fart. Route 4. Mayoko comes up through here. Torps the Raptor. Game over. Very rare, but it can happen. 2 cruisers, Mogami and a Mayoko. They combine forces and they just drive straight up. Game over. There are only 4 game over moments. 5 technically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 game over moments. If an operation is going to fail, it's going to fail there. Now, there are sometimes the game over moments when, you know, you get the destroyers. The destroyers. Always these destroyers that always... The little destroyers that just hunker down in there. That go through the middle and just torp everything. That is also game over. But it's not the end of the world. All these strategies and spawn points are easily recognizable. Again, the hardest one that is the hardest to recognize is Route 1. And this is where a lot of people have trouble. Is if the Raptor is traveling here, the cruisers will shoot and kill him. But if he makes it above here, usually they spawn here. 2 battleships and their cruisers. Sometimes if he goes a little bit further, it's the cruisers down here. Now, but this is the only one where it will kill you. Okay? So, it's not game over. Okay. Forget the X. Sorry about that. Edit. Okay. Now, GandalfTehGrey wanted to know the cruisers and where to get that extra damage. I'm going to show you where to go. So, let's bring up our numbers, shall we? Route 1. Route 2, Route 4, and of course we got number 3 here. So we got cruisers. At 5 minutes and 30 seconds, a Mayoko spawns here, and another cruiser spawns here on Route 3. That is your extra damage right there. Number 4, cruisers spawn. Number 4 is here and here. You can spawn camp these cruisers and kill them. That's number 4. Number 1, the Mogami and a Mayoko. 5 minutes and 30 seconds on this one. Again, you can put, like, say, a Bagration here. Torp. Shoot. Boom. Done. A Bayard can do it. I know you wanted to do it with your Bayard, Gandalf. So you can do that with you can do that with a Bayard. So we've covered Route 1, Route 4, Route 3. But what about Route 2 from the north? Okay. That one's an easy one. See this island right here? A cruiser will spawn here and here. Here. Basically, and they will just move south. You can kill these cruisers. All these ships spawn at 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Very easy. Very easy. I don't know how to make it any more easier. This is the complete breakdown of Raptor Rescue's spawn points. They're all very easy to see, but they take time to notice. Ops are predictable. As I say in my videos, learn the spawn times and learn the spawns. This is the hardest of them all to learn, so it's understandable. Okay? But it's also the most easiest op. This is one of the original ops, people. Okay? It is easy. This is your host, Lord Holland, 4293, signing off. Take care, Captains.